On the issue you were just discussing with Eamon, the U.S.-Mexico-Canada trade agreement, she said that she was not committing to passing that deal. She said it's a work in progress. We don't have all the details. Now, she did have some legislative priorities that she outlined that reflected what the exit polls showed last night. Health care. A lot of people concerned about unexpected health care costs. This has been an issue with pre-existing conditions in the election, as well as pharmaceutical costs. Both Trump and Nancy Pelosi have said they want to bring down pharmaceutical costs. However, Democrats want to go much further than Nancy Pelosi does, and Senate Republicans are likely to resist. Now, one health care development independent of Congress was the advancement in 3 red Republican states of voters deciding to expand Medicaid. That's going to be good for hospitals. So Big Pharma is in the crosshairs, but hospitals are potential winners from this expansion of Medicaid. Nancy Pelosi also said she wants to pursue potential infrastructure deal with President Trump, but I think that's going to be very tough because of rising deficits and resistance from Republicans in the Senate from making them bigger.
Yeah, one of the big questions I've got, John, is just how are they going to translate these economic anxieties that we're seeing people reflecting in the exit polls, right? You talked about the economy not being the top of the list, but healthcare right at the top of the list. As you point out, that's all about worry about what's going to happen to me and my family. Also immigration, that's worry about what's going to happen to the job market. When you've got an era of divided government, you've got the House and the Senate going in 2 totally different directions. Legislatively, is there any way for Democrats and Republicans to come together and solve some of those issues that Americans are saying that we're so anxious about?
Possible, but not likely. You have unexpected moments where both the White House and congressional leadership may feel an imperative to do something. And that something could be something on prescription drugs, could be something to secure Obamacare exchanges, which have been somewhat rickety over the last 2 years, but I would not predict that.
But
Michelle,
to that
I'm curious
point, when
what you
Eamon
think.
brings up, for example, can anything really get done? Is somebody trying to talk to me? I can't hear programming at this point. If there's an issue, the question of whether or not what could be done on prescription drug costs, for example, it's the nature of the president and the nature of Nancy Pelosi to maybe want price controls. But the fact of the matter is, you're never going to get that through a Republican-controlled Senate. The key is undone. I can hear programming again.
Ultimately, you've got sort of, in a weird way now, 3 parties in Washington. You've got the Trump party at the White House, you've got the Democratic Party in the House, and then you've got sort of a lot of the old traditional Republican party still in the United States Senate. So how do they resolve that? They're not going to go along with the idea of price controls for drugs in the Senate, right? Those traditional Republicans, a lot of those folks approach the economy the same way they've approached it for years.
And guys, one final point, deregulation probably continues even though the House is in control now, right, of the Democrats, because you're going to have a lot more conservative judges who are going to push back the administrative state, which is the criticism from a lot of Republicans that without statutory right, a lot of judges have been creating regulation when they shouldn't have been.